chromatography, or it is also called as high pressure liquid chromatography. This chromatography, it is the sophisticated form of column chromatography, or it is an optimized form of column chromatography. So if you consider the historical part, then the liquid chromatography, it was previously, it was initial stage when it was, then it was carried out in glass columns. But we all know that glass columns, they are fragile, they are more susceptible to mechanical hazards. So this the replacement for this glass column, that is very much necessary. Then the solid stationary phase, the diameters of that solid stationary phase, that is also an issue. So if a very huge, large amount of matter, it is destructed in that column itself, and the particle size, if it is not in a uniform way, and the particle size is not in a very microfine diameters, then the resolution that may get affect itself. Okay, so the flow rates of column chromatography, that was also found to be comparatively very slow, because of this, you need a lot of solvent to again and again elute from the column, so that all the biological components which you want to isolate, they must get out, or they must get elute out of that column. Okay, so finally, for all these questions, answer that is being arrived, and that is high performance liquid chromatography. That is, it show the decrease in particle size. So this particle size, if as it gets decreased, the surface area, it will get increased. It shows a high pressure flow of the mobile system, so flow rate, it is increased, the time required for the complete analysis, that is reduced. And thirdly, the glass column, it is replaced by the stainless steel or a metal column, and this replacement will allow that typical column to use for more times. So the process, it completely become a cheap one. So it is a reusable type of activity which you can do, which you can perform for this from using the same container, using the same material. Okay, so this is the way how this technology it arrives. So see, when the glass columns we need to use, the 1 to 5 centimeter will be the diameter of that glass column. So it is a huge glass column which we need to consider. But whereas in case of chromatography, the diameters, they get reduced. Okay, so this reduced diameter, but still even the diameter, it is reduced, the pore size, the particle size of that column packing material, it is so small that it gets the magnified surface area. So this amplified surface area will give you the proper resolution. So this technology, this method, that is the method of choice, that is HPLC. This slide, it was not included in previous consideration, and that's why I have again explained that. So high performance or high pressure liquid chromatography, we have discussed about what are the different ways how the conventional chromatography, it is optimized, and how it is being considered as the column chromatography for now. Again, another thing which we need to consider is the high pressure which is created in that complete system. So every component, including the column packing material, including the column, all these components, they must be able to survive with the high pressure which is generated by the liquid, that is the mobile phase. So that is another consideration we need to consider. So ultimately what we are getting, we are getting a technique with reduced time, increased efficiency, and that is the high performance liquid chromatography. The important thing which is being considered in terms of HPLC is the why it is so popular, because the complete analysis of any biomolecule can be done with the help of alteration in mobile phases as well as the stationary phases, and this is preferably done in a higher resolution format. That means a good resolution that we will be getting. This method, it don't use any temperature, it won't use any specific biological interaction. What it needs a soluble form of your biomolecules and non-ionized form of your biomolecules. If it is a normal HPLC, then non-ionized forms, they are required for that analysis. So this is a very basic requirement, and this basic requirement, though in a very smaller sample size, you will be able to fulfill, and that's why frequently HPLC is used. So it is a gentle technique for all the biological molecules, and that's why it is used. So there are certain advantages of HPLC which I have collected for you people. So higher resolution and speed of analysis, that is also high. That is a very important type of application you can consider. Not only the higher resolution, but the speed of analysis, that is also important in case of industry, because industry, it has to launch a batch in market even in within a speculated time. Okay, so this time management, it must be very necessary, and that's why it is important that you should be able to manage the time, and that's why HPLC is the method of choice nowadays. Then greater reproducibility is also an important issue. So due to close control of the parameter, all the process, all the equipments which are used inside, they are considered to be highly optimized. So whatever the protocol of HPLC it will be a highly optimized protocol, and that's why it is having a higher degree of reproducibility. That means anyone amongst you, like Ajay, Dhanashree, Lalita, anyone, if repeats the protocol considering all the standard steps, then the result what he will or she will be getting, that will be very similar. And that is the beauty of this typical process. Then adaptability to large scale. That means preparative procedure by using a huge column, like not in terms of a complete use structure, but rather than 4 to 6 cm type of column, you will be able to use some greater column than that, and you will be using this typical instrument to isolate the molecules for the another step. So this is the way how analytical type can be get converted to the preparative type itself. So the solvents which you need, they are optimized, and you will be able to scale up all your procedures. Okay. So two major advantages, what are they? Stationary support with very small particle sizes and large surface area. So this is the very important advantage, or the application you can consider, or the characteristic which makes the HPLC as a method of choice. So stationary supports with very smaller particle. We know that if we reduce the particle size of anything, then we allow the greater surface area for interaction. And second is the high pressure which is applied. So you are increasing the flow rate, you are increasing the surface area by reducing the particle size, and whatever you will be getting is the higher resolution and in the slower or in the lower time. Then we have discussed about this slide, that is lateral diffusion. So this lateral diffusion means what? It is the horizontal diffusion. So in case of HPLC, since we are reducing the particle size and we are increasing the pressure on that mobile phase, we will be able to have more efficient resolution due to the reduction in lateral diffusion. Then we have discussed all about the line diagrams. So for you people, I have added one or two more diagrams about instrumentation of HPLC. So this is the very primitive HPLC which has been considered as a research HPLC or a pilot for a plant for HPLC. This is the somewhat this is considered as the analytical use type of HPLC. That means this is the one which is used to get out, or which is used to detect, which is used to quantify smaller amount in a research or in an analytical purpose. So here we have discussed this diagram, but as a revision I would like to discuss this diagram again. So these are the two low pressure and high pressure zones. So the system, it is divided into two pressure zones. Low pressure zone, it contains the solvent reservoirs, whereas high pressure zone, it contains the pumping system. So pumping system, it pumps the solvent and it mixes if the solvent system is there. Okay. So this blend of solvent system, initially whatever you will be having, this blend, it is circulated then through all other system components. So this blend of your solvent system, that has been added in a typical port, which is also called as sample injection system. So this sample injection system, it is important because it mixes your liquid, your sample biomolecule in that typical biological, in that typical solvent system. So the mixing of your sample and the biological and the solvent system, that combo, that is then allowed to enter in the guard column. We have considered the importance of three major components, that is the pressure generating pumping system, column, and solvent reservoirs and detector. But yes, there are another different important components in this system, there also exist. Like the very first is degasser, which is present over here, and the filters which are present, and the very important thing is the guard column. This guard column, it protects the analytical column from any physical, mechanical, or biological injury. It would be the one who faces any type of impurity if it is coming through the solvent system, or if any microbial type of contamination, if it is there, then that is also been attacked firstly by this guard column, and thus the expensive analytical column, it becomes it gets safeguarded. So through this guard column, the sample, it enters analytical column. Depending upon the characteristic feature, we will be discussing our problem which we have started discussing in the last lecture, in the last of this lecture as well. So depending upon the characteristic feature of this analytical column, stationary phase, the mobile systems and your biological system or the biological sample, the separation of your biomolecules that occur, and ultimately after separating the different detector materials, detector devices, they detect it, and the computer or the other allied instruments which are there, they try to analyze it, and they will give you the output in terms of graph. So area under the curve, different peaks you will be obtaining in the graph as an output. So area under the curve of each and every peak, that will be the that is nothing but the proportional amount of, or the proportional concentration of your biomolecule in your sample. Okay, so the waste material or anything which is not being considered, that is collected, and depending upon that, means if it is a preparative type, then this waste is not the waste in that condition, that is being channelized to some other reaction. Whereas in case of analytical instrument, the material, it is considered as waste and it is collected for some further processes which are being enlisted as per the standard operating procedure. Okay, so this is another diagram which I have put on for you people. So you may use any of the diagram. These are the 4 diagrams. Amongst this is a very primitive diagram, so I recommend you not to use this, but it is important that you should know the major components of HPLC. Then this is also a diagram, and these two. So among these 3 diagrams, you will be able to use any of the diagrams, so that it will be easy for you people. Here a chamber, it is being shown, and in this chamber spargers and filters, they are provided. So this is nothing but the sample, this is nothing but the solvent system mixing chamber. So this is an added thing which I have found in the instrumentation of one of the HPLC system. So these are the commercial HPLCs which we will be having in different laboratories. So this is the liquid chromatography column. See, it is a very thin column, and this is the way how the sample it is injected. This is the syringe, and it is being injected inside. This is the output device you can consider. It gives you the output as a final way, and this is the processor. These are the solvent reservoirs through which the solvent it pump gets inside the system. And we do also have an HPLC system in our laboratory. So as and when we will be completing all this discussion about HPLC, I will be showing it to you people by making a video of it.
मॅम मग एक्झाम मध्ये कोणती डायग्राम काढायची?
तुम्हाला that diagram which you will be feeling easy, like this diagram can be drawn, this diagram can be drawn, or this one as well, or you can refer the diagram from Nath Upadhyay as well. You can also refer any other diagram, but it should include minimum structures. I don't recommend you to draw this diagram in exam, because it lacks many of the structures, like there is no degasser over here, there is no guard column is here. But no doubt this is the basic instrumentation of HPLC when it was evolved. So that's why I have shown this to you. So this is an very prototypic model you can consider, that of the HPLC, and then the evolution of HPLC that is being seen, and the highly optimized type of HPLC that are now available in the market. So all the structures, if they are visible in your diagram, then you will be getting complete marks. Okay. So accordingly you will select it, and then you may tell. Yes, Mohak.
मॅम हे साइन्स आणि सिम्बॉल्स कधी शिकायला मिळतील?
Which signs and symbols?
हे सर्कल्स आणि ट्रायंगल आणि ते जे काय असतात ते.
That is nothing but instrumentation part. This arrow indicates the pressure gauge. This flow, it indicates the splitter of that typical flow. That means here, if the circle it is being given, then that indicates the different the initial flow, it is splitted, and the splitted flow, it is being driven, it is being dragged towards different instrumentation parts. So for considering the baseline structures, for considering some analytical indications, all these things they are being considered. Okay.
मॅम आणि हा पंप नेहमी असा ट्रायंगलच दाखवत असतात का पंप?
Not exactly, but many a times it is being shown, and the pump itself, it is being indicating as an arrow, or the gauge it is being seen. That means the ज्याला आपण म्हणू शकतो की strength of that instrument that is being indicated. So that is the way how you will be able to locate it, that yes, there is an knob which indicates how much amount of pressure it is generated inside.
Okay.
So even there is a knob like this. If you draw the instrumentation of autoclave as well. Even we can see this knob on autoclave itself because it is a pressure bearing instrument, isn't it? So some PSI related activity, if it is there, then you will be able to see this type of material or this type of diagram. Okay. See here the pump, it is shown in a different manner. But no doubt this sign is more important rather than any other structure. This indicates the splitter, flow splitter, and this indicates the alteration or consideration of pressure in that line diagram. So I'm very happy, Mohak, that you have asked this question because many of you just go through the diagram, you just copy the diagram, but you should know exactly what is written or what is the meaning in between the lines. So the signs and symbols, they are also very important. Okay. So shall I go to the next diagram, Mohak?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. So types of HPLC, again, this is a highly evolved type of consideration you can consider. If the HPLC is the column, you consider there are two more popular columns, C18 and C8 column. But for the variations of some optimized protocol, you can add some typical column packing material inside and you can use another type of method. You can derivatize HPLC in terms of some other type of chromatography. But these are, that means these all things which I have listed over here, they are the standard operating procedures for some research publications. Okay. So if you if you want to write about HPLC, then you need to write about the standard HPLC only. Okay. All these, they are the versions which I have found in some research publications. Like if the analyte that is charged one and ion exchanger material, it is filled in the HPLC column, or the variant of HPLC column, if it is filled with the ion exchanger, then that can be used in a high flow pressure system. So that can be considered as a version of HPLC. Okay, so these are the research variants you can consider for HPLC. Now we have discussed something about the HPLC system as well, like mobile phase, which is liquid mainly, stationary phase, it is solid, or liquid layer can be there as a coat material for that. Then ion exchange resins, micropore beads, chemically modified resins, all these components, they are used, but majorly the stationary phase is considered to be solid, and the solubility, the polarity of the both phases, that is considered as the major component if the C18 and C8 columns, they are used. Okay, so all these components you consider, if you are considering all these components, then these are the output of special standard optimized procedures. So this is all for your information. Just you are not expected to write it in your papers, but still you should know that there are some scientists who are working on variants of HPLC which are using different type of column packing materials inside, and they are getting out their output, their results, their resolutions of biomolecules, and that's why I have enlisted all these things in your presentation. Okay, so this is not related to your exam part, but no doubt it is important in case of your project. When you will be reading your project work, you will be coming across such a different variety of protocols. So we have discussed about the major components or equipmental parts. Solvent system, it is a important part. Why? Because it should give you a look whether the components or whether the mobile phases, they are crystal clear. If there is any visual impurity, you will be able to see it. If the glass material it is used or the transparent material is used, then high pressure pumps, they are also important. They create exactly what the column chromatography and HPLC, they are differing from each other. They exert a pressure inside and they push the mobile phase through the column itself. Sample injection port is also important because it mixes the two things, that is your biomolecule in and your mobile phase. Then the column which allow the separation, and detector which detects, and potentiometric detector. It may be any other type of detector as well, but in this method they have used the potentiometric detector. So I have listed it over here, and completely what it will give you is the output. So just wait for a minute. I would like to show you another consideration.